Hello and welcome to Aquarium Dilemmas. I'm your host, Science Gal Aquatics. I'm Carrie, and this is my co-host,
Jesse, and welcome.
Welcome to this week's episode. I have been raking my brain, and I just did not know what to talk about. So if you do have any future topics that you would like us to talk about in the future, leave us a comment below. But I freshly got back from Aquashella, Orlando, so I thought, why not talk about that?
Well, that and we just talk about conventions and clubs and stuff in general.
Shows are really fun. Jesse has not been to, I would say, the last couple Aquashellas that I've been involved with, but in the past he's definitely been involved, so he has an input for sure. But are they worth it? Are they fun? Do you find anything? How far should you travel? All the different ones we've been to, so why not talk about it?
Well, I think finding stuff, I'll just start there. Finding stuff, if you go to day one of any, I'm going to say any fish type convention or expo, whatever you want to call them, however you want to label it. Day one is when you're not necessarily going to find the best deals, but if you are there specifically hunting something, I would say livestock in particular, or a certain plant in particular, chances are you're going to find it or you're going to run into a vendor that will tell you how to locate it.
Yeah. And there's different tiers of shows we've gone to. We've gone from like our local fish club swap meet, which we're really lucky. We have a good fish club and they have a really good turnout and they have a lot of good stuff that you can find, all the way up to the big shows. But day one, if you have any doubts that you should buy it because chances are it's going to be gone. And if you're like me, you get a little anxiety because you're overly excited and you're literally shaking from excitement. You're going to go in overload and you're going to want to buy everything. So pace yourself. Maybe do a lap, but if there's something particular, your number one thing, day one, and you run into it, go ahead and just get it.
And the bigger the swap, the bigger the show, the bigger the convention, I will agree with number one, make a lap, because you might see a particular fish or species of fish, and you're like, oh, I got to have that.
Yeah, I didn't even know I wanted it, but I want it real bad.
And you might make it 3/4 of a lap, and all the way on the other side of the room, there'll be somebody else with that same species of fish, but maybe a different color, a different variety of some sort. So, yeah, I would say get there early and make your lap, make your round, so to speak. And yeah, definitely, if you can't, and then if you make a lap and you can't find something, everyone is usually, all of the events I've been to, everyone is usually very helpful. And even if they personally don't know it, they will point you in the direction of someone else they know that does know it. They'll be like, well, I don't specialize in that, or I've heard of it, but I don't look any of that stuff up, but I know who does. And they'll point you to a booth or someone that they're like, you need to go talk to them. They know exactly how to get that, or where you can find that, or where it's located. Yeah,
when I get introduced to something new, chances are it's at a show, a convention, a swap, a hallway, a conversation. It's just great overall. Definitely arrive early and stay late, I would suggest. But if you have a local fish club, we'll say it probably in every episode, within driving reasonable distance. To me, 2 hours is kind of my limit. Everything around here is 2 hours away, it seems like. So our club is about 2 hours one way, and we don't get to go to every single meeting. There's one once a month on a Thursday night, and it's kind of hard to, because it's a Thursday night, and by the time we get back, it's kind of late. But we always make it a point to try to go to the swaps, the auctions, and if it's a friend of ours or a topic that we just can't resist, we still go occasionally to the monthly meetings too. They're not that expensive to join. Some of them you can even join online and they do their meetings like through YouTube type live stream. You cannot beat the deals, the fish you get introduced to, the conversations you just have, nonchalantly just walking over to get a soda. You might meet some expert breeder that just happens to know everything about the fish you're dying to have. I mean, it's just each show is a little bit different of an experience based on what kind of show it is. But if you have the opportunity to fly, drive, or make a trip out of it, I wouldn't miss one if you have.
Well, I highly recommend it. And I know in today's world, everything is on the internet. You can pick your phone up, your computer, tablet, whatever, and it's within arm's length that you can Google it, you can find online, you can buy fish. But just to make the camaraderie and all the little things you learn that you didn't think you needed or hadn't even possibly thought about, even entered your brain, it happens at these clubs, these swaps, these expos. You run into people that are more than willing to really talk about whatever their niche is. And if you are interested in that niche and you don't know as much about it as you would like to know, I think networking in that form in the fish community helps everybody solve stuff out. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. There never really is.
Yeah. And I think some of the best moments is when some of our friends that we've met through YouTube and making videos are sitting in the chairs going, "You want that one? Bid on it. You want that one? Oh, no, you don't want that one. No, you want that one real bad. Raise your hand."
Yes. Yes.
So there's
nothing
fun.
funner than meeting up with somebody that you've met before or you're friends with, acquaintances with.
You give each other the eyeball look, no words.
Yeah, sitting at an auction
and
then you get the camaraderie of trying to bid against each other on certain things just because you know they want it to.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness from Jesse when I say, they said I needed it. And he's like, oh, if they said okay, then I forgive you. But I also recommend on the other end of the spectrum if you have the opportunity, maybe you have too many fish at this point, or you have something that's really original, try being a vendor at some of them too. We've done it a few times with the fish plushies, and being on the other side of the table at a swap meet's really fun too. You don't miss out on any conversations, even though you don't get to walk around. You're at your booth, you're at your table selling. You still rake in all kinds of information about fish and things that you didn't even think you needed to know about your talent of crocheting, which is always really nice. But if you have the opportunity to either go or be a vendor, why not try it? I think it's a good opportunity both ways.
Well, yeah.
At least give it a shot once.
Oh, especially even if you do have a club or you hear about a club, you can reach out. They have swaps. It's easy to do, and you'll get to meet new people. And if you're like me, that's not as well experienced as Carrie is. I'm well experienced in making mistakes, but other than that, you will get questions from being a vendor. You will get questions, and I am the first person to go, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know, but I've talked to enough people. I'll point and I'll go, I can't remember his name, but that guy right over there in that blue shirt at that table, he knows. I know he knows.
Yeah. Yeah. I just highly recommend them. I just think they're so much fun either way. And like I said, we've gone through the years of creating videos. We've been around for a little while, and we've gone to all different kinds of them. And I think through the years of going to them, one of our favorite ones, and I don't know if they'll have it again, maybe in time we'll get to go, was the Triple Crown. And that was it in Lexington, Kentucky?
It was in Kentucky. I don't remember exactly where.
I think it was that. It was in Kentucky. It was a good 6-7 hours away from us, and it was a bunch of different clubs came together, and there was a bunch of creators, and it was just so much fun. We bought way too much stuff. We learned so much stuff. We hung out with people.
They had the Cichlid Club. They had the Live Bears. Who else they had? Killifish.
It was, I think there was 5 different clubs. It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. But if that one comes around, we still talk about it to this day. I still have a line of long fin white clouds that I got that we still have going from that show. And it was a really good one. And so there's some that you might not know about that might pop up someday that is a little road trip for you. And I don't regret going. Jesse might regret riding along with me, but I'm always better on the way back.
Riding along. I was driving. I love how you make it sound like, I'm Captain Chauffeur. Put my little hat on and here we go.
We've gone to the Keystone Clash. I've gone twice. I think you've gone once.
Yep.
That one's in Pennsylvania. It comes once a year. It's really fun, too. You get to see, again, all kinds of people, creators. That one, I usually try to just do all I can and just hope for a spot in the aquascaping contest. It's really fun. I always think I do my best work at the competitions because, to me, it's endless. I know it's not endless, but to me, it's endless of what you can choose. Here in the fish room, I sometimes have 2 rocks, a plant, and a stick, and I'll try to make it work. But aquascaping contests are always really fun. So if you have any type of interest in aquascaping, definitely in a competition comes along, give it a shot. Sign up. It's always really fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and there's not really... That's what I do really love about this community is there's not really a lot of pressure. The only pressure is if you put it on yourself.
Yeah, and I do.
I know you do, but I'm saying no one's ever like, oh, that's horrible. They're like, oh, I wish I could do that. Or, yeah, that's pretty cool looking. I might try something like that.
I did not appreciate one plant. I thought I planted that one plant really nicely and I thought it looked great. But after the competition, there was one plant that I didn't like so much because they were like, why'd you do that? And I go, I don't know. I panicked and I just added it. So maybe always double check your plant placement if you don't know. Study up on your plant placement, but yeah.
That's part of the fun of it, though.
And after talking to some of my friends that aquascape, they're like, it's a lesson we all learn. You always learn because there's one plant and one particular scape that you should have just taken out, but...
Sometimes less is more.
Yeah. But I still think, I mean, it's obvious a fact if you follow me at all on the YouTube channel, Aquashella is the one that I've been the most involved with through the years. It's the one we've gone to the most. It's the one we've met the most people at. And I think it's kind of one of the most asked questions I get through the years. I mean, someone's even asked me how I got involved with Aquashella on a jet bridge. One time they went to the show and I guess they didn't recognize me because of YouTube by any means, but they recognized me because I was at the show and they're like, how did you get involved? And it's something I kind of stumbled into. My mom always through the years worked conventions. In my job on the side, I've always worked hair shows and hair conventions. And when I figured out that there was a fish convention coming up, I had to go. And this was, I don't even know how many years ago, like 8 years ago, maybe. It's been a while. I think it was the first Chicago show. I don't know if it was the very first Aquashella ever. It might have been the second one. It's been too long. They all merged together at this point, but his aunt and uncle gave me a ticket because they fly a lot, and they were like, yeah, sure, we'll let you go. And so I was so grateful. I just thought I was like the coolest person under the sun. I was going to get to go, and I was so excited. But when I get excited, if you meet me in the future or you know me, I might look like I'm internally like having a freak out in a bad way, but I'm excited in a good way. Like the anxiety overrunneth me. Okay. But I'm truly happy to be there. But that very first show, and maybe this is why I try so hard to help, you know, whether you're a creator or not, if you need some help, you don't know where to go. This is where I think I shine because I've been through it. But Aquashella has a really good turnout, and we're blessed to have so many people be there to show up. But that first time I experienced that line, I didn't really know what to do. I had signed up to be there as a creator, but I didn't really know if I should wait in the line, if I should bypass the line. I have a fear of being rude, so I don't dare want to be rude and cut in front of someone. So they told me to go in. They gave me a pass, and I walked up to that creator booth for the first time. We had all these autographed, like, cards there with our pictures on them, and there is some big names in the creator world there at that show. And I just walked up, and I probably looked scared to death, like a wet kitten in the rain, like just, good gosh, take a breath. But I just walked up, and I was like, I just pointed at myself on the picture. I go, I'm supposed to be here. And there's a couple of them that just was like, waved me back. They're like, it's okay, darling, come back. And I remember it was Primetime Aquatics, Jason. He was like, it's okay, have fun, chill out. And it was just the best time ever. And it wasn't during setup, but I believe that first time it was during breakdown. I just stayed because I didn't have anything else to do, and I was there to like meet people. And, you know, we don't have Uber where we live, so I was kind of avoiding the Uber for the second time ever in my life. So I just kind of stayed around, and they needed help packing, so I stepped up. Like I said, I had always worked at a convention before, so I just folded t-shirts and packed up pillows and chit-chatted to people. And then they had a planning team. They messaged me a few months after the show, was like, do you want to be involved a little bit more? I was like, yeah, heck yeah, that was awesome. So then we helped set up a little bit the creator booth, how it was at the time. We had like a photo area. It wasn't as large as it was at one time, but we just kind of slowly showed up a little bit early and slowly stayed a little bit later. And we didn't really ask. We kind of just saw what needed to be done. Jesse traveled with me at a few shows, and he's the same type of personality. We can't stand to stand. So if there's something that needs to be helped with, whether it was the creator booth or another booth that had a lot of packing to do, sometimes they gave us like a free filter over the years to be like, you really helped break down 15 cabinets. Here, have a filter. And let me tell you, I had a pep in my step that I thought I was just the coolest person ever.
Well, again, and that goes back to the whole, even, however, it was just the people that you got to meet during the setup and the breakdown.
We slowly got closer and closer through conversation and folding shirts.
You got to know where they were originally from, what they really specialized in, what they really liked. Mm-hmm. All their niches of, I know all about this, but he works with us too, but he knows all about that.
I started to see people more as a friend versus just a YouTuber. And I don't want that to sound bad, like just being a YouTuber. Like when you watch someone for so long, you see them as someone that you really look up to. And I have fangirled a few times. And so the more we stuck around and helped, and through the years, we had a little bit more responsibility. We had weekly meetings and we had a live stream that we set up for. And there's just a lot that went into it, but it didn't feel like work. Now, when I came home, I was physically like the convention hangover where you crash out is a real thing, especially your first show. If you want to go, just know, plan a day off when you get back, because the excitement and the adrenaline is coursing and a flowing. And when you get home and that all dissipates, you will crash, and you will crash hard.
You'll be wore out.
And no one believes me until they go to their first show and I'll get a message and they're like, you were right. I was like, I hate to say it, but I know. This is like my 1700th show and I still get it. But yeah, through the years, we really weren't, it wasn't something that some people think I applied for it. I didn't really, it was just something that naturally I came more and more involved with, and it's something
it grew organically.
Yeah, and with me, I really am the type of person that if I look forward to something, I work a little harder. And with YouTube, it's always fun. I feel really grateful to Jesse that I get to do this, but sometimes, I'm not going to lie, there's not so much payoff. And you have to really do it because you want to do it, not because you're looking for a big subscriber count or a paycheck, because it doesn't really come my way. It's something I really enjoy sharing, and I'm really glad that I get to do it. And with Aquashella, it kind of gives me that motivation of something to look forward to. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's easier to come down here sometimes and make videos and do the podcast. It feels like I'm contributing to the community a little bit more. I don't get recognized every show. It's like once every handful of shows, but every once in a while someone will come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, I listened to this and it really helped. Or I listened to this podcast and I didn't know that you could break down a filter that way. And even though it doesn't happen very often, that little bit of encouragement really goes a long way. And so I'm grateful that I am involved with Aquashella, because it gives me a little bit of something to look forward to and a little bit of motivation for the channel and the podcast, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Well, and I obviously do it because I'm attached to you. Mm-hmm. However, I just do it for the camaraderie and the community of the aquarium world. I find it quite now, over this period of time, quite interesting, and I always like to get other people's perspectives on things, and just their ideas, their comments, anything. It's really neat to see how something you think about one way, and they're like, well, I think about it this way. And when you get to talking, then the ball starts turning. And when that ball starts turning, then you both are thinking, and then you're kind of going towards the middle, and you're like, oh, well, I should have done it like this. But you could do it like that.
Yeah. I'm grateful. That's another reason for the shows. Like, Jesse's always been supportive. When we had the tanks in the living room and he just didn't get it at the time, he let me do it. So, but going to Aquashella and meeting some fellow creators and taking tours of a few fish rooms that they had and seeing the setups and equipment that I didn't even know that you could do, because I hadn't really been exposed to it. All I knew was what was in my head growing up. So him getting to see it and getting his eyes like open to, oh my gosh, you can do this. And then I'm getting exposed to, oh my gosh, you could do that. And then us coming together when we got home, it really gave us something to bond over that we could do together. And I mean, it's changed both of our lives for the better because we've gotten involved in the shows and helping in the. So.
It caused me to build you a whole fish wall.
It cost him financially, and it cost me like in every cool way possible, like in a good way. Yeah. But I just wanted to I didn't really know what to talk about this week, and this was fresh on my mind, and I wanted to I do think that was one of the most common questions I get asked was like, just how did you get involved? It's such a, like, of all the people. So I thought it was a cool
I think the big dilemma of the
story
whole
to share.
Story of this is the fact of just, if you keep fish, whether it be one tank or 20 tanks, and you just kind of feel, I like my fish, I keep to myself. There's a lot of people out there that aren't on YouTube, aren't really on social media, but they are at these swaps.
And they are experts.
Yeah, they don't post anything on social media. They're either part of their club, or you might just bump into them at a swap, and they're just there looking around too.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen like families at Aquashella that they didn't know me from anybody, but they just came up to me because I was standing at a particular spot, and they just wanted to be like, "Oh my gosh, I got my first tank." It's usually one of the really pretty. There's a couple vendors there that have beautiful betta fish, and it's usually a betta of some sort, and a really cool tank of whatever they picked out, and they're so excited. So you've got literally first tank in the family that they're picking up at this show, and then you just turn around and you'll have an expert breeder in discus or shrimp.
Yeah, been doing it for 20 years.
Even longer, like 50 years. Expert in whatever, a particular plant. And you just can't get that too many places, and just have the ability to have a pretty undisturbed conversation for not all day, obviously there's other people, but a significant time enough to know what you need to know. And it's just, you can't get that too many places. And so I'm forever grateful that, again, I love working the convention atmosphere. It's something I've done forever, and to get to continue that, and it's fish stuff. I mean, I'm pretty lucky.
Well, and I'm big on, I know everything. Yes, we do. You do social media and all that stuff, but I'm big on face-to-face interactions, and and this is where you get some of the coolest, neatest interactions that I have ever had.
Yeah. Plus, you get to buy really cool stuff that we don't get here. I've got some of my favorite discus food, and I always look for a couple vendors to stock up when I see them, because I'm like, oh, yeah, they're here.
Well, that's why I'm a proponent of getting out there and doing this. Put yourself out there just a little bit. I guarantee you there's somebody else out there just like you that's worried about doing it. And the great part about this community is no one really judges you.
No, I mean,
you get
it's just like everything else, really. There's always a few people that kind of put.
Yes, but
generally speaking, when you're at a show, everybody's excited to be there.
You get
and you're just itching to talk to someone about your fish.
You get 90% support out of this community, which I think is so much better than a lot of other communities that you could be involved in.
Yeah. And if you're curious, I'm going to bring some plushies at a few of the shows this year. So make sure if you have the ability and you want to check it out, please come check it out and come to a show, come talk to us. And if you're a creator, let me know, because I can get you on a creators list. If you have any questions, if you make any type of fish or animal content, just reach out and let me know if you are interested in going. So go check out sciencegalaquatics.com if you want to check out the plushies, but I am excited to get to bring them to the shows this year too. So you'll get to see them if you come see us. But again, leave us a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, let us know if you have any topics that you want us to talk about or anything that has been in the back of your brain that you want someone to talk about. Leave us a review and we will be here next week for a new episode. So until next time.
Bye.
Bye.